Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jörg, which is German for George, here at Find a Job in Germany in Berlin. And with me today is my colleague and partner, Raoul.
Hello, everyone.
People, sometimes finding a job in Germany is about sticking to your current employer in your home country. And you may be wondering, what the hell is he talking about? We're going to shed some light on that today. So, Raoul, we have experienced a situation which is a little bit of a contradiction. We are saying sometimes it may be worth it to stay with your current employer in order to find a job abroad, particularly in Germany. What do we mean by that? Why is it important?
I think there are several answers to your question. First of all, if you apply for jobs in Germany, you should be within an employment in your home country. Why? Because it's simply that you show that you are in the market at the moment. You are working, and this is of course something that you need to prove, that you are working with a relevant tech stack. You know what is up to the market needs, what are the tools that are needed on the market, and so on and so on. If you, for example, take 4-month break just for applying for jobs in Germany, it means you have also a 4-month gap and missing out some chances to follow up on the developments and really get hands-on knowledge. Yeah?
Exactly.
I would say that is maybe one of the main reasons why you should be within an employment while applying for opportunities.
And this is also why we keep telling people, hey, if you want to join our program, you need to be with an employer right now. You need to have an employment going. You need to be employed. You need to have a job. And the reason is really, quite frankly, we see all these people in our program who have a job are able to especially work around that, especially those that have already been with their employer, let's say for the past 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 or even longer months. They're able to make room for interviews that they're getting. Which brings me actually back to what I just mentioned, those 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 months. Why does it matter that people sometimes stick longer to the employer that they're with before they really start applying for jobs in Germany? And this is now what it really comes down to, what we mean by this.
Yeah. And for that, I would like to answer the question in the perspective of a company here in Germany. If and also when we worked as a recruiters, if you look at some profiles and you see they changed every couple of months, the employer, the recruiter starts to doubt what is the reason for that. He's maybe not a team player. He maybe done some very bad stuff at the company and is not likable and not technically sound or whatever. So looking at the CV, the recruiter starts already to doubt. And you are just one of many applicants, and you will move to the next subblock where the garbage is actually.
You're definitely on the main pile. So it's really about credibility, loyalty, and you not jumping at the best opportunity that there may come once they have gone through the effort of getting you here. Yeah. And this is what we really have experienced ourselves when we were recruiting on behalf of companies. They were always rejecting those where they were only able to see that people would just stay with a company for 1.5 years. And we were talking about candidates that had an experience of, let's say, 7 years altogether, but they also had 7 different companies in their CV. So they really jumped ship or the next opportunity every year. And I mean, why is it so bad? I mean, in principle, we're also talking about people, our coachees, possibly you, different companies, different countries, different markets. I mean, somebody from Pakistan or India, it's quite normal there to also really switch employers often and also to climb up the career ladder, right?
Exactly. And I think Germans really want to have, in the best case, someone they can trust. They can give also the responsibility. And in order for you to know the system, know the product, know the company, know the person, it will take anyway a couple of months until you really understand how the company runs. And this is an investment taken by the employer. And if you then leave already after 6 months or even after a year always, why should they invest in you, you know?
Exactly.
And that's why it's always better to stay at least 2 years at a company, if you can show that in your profile, and then move on. And then you can also in the interviews clarify without any problem why you're moving to the next career step. Yeah?
Exactly.
And I think that is a crucial aspect. Actually.
It's interesting because we've seen during COVID, and we receive your CVs on a daily basis. We look at them. We know that especially between 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, there have been glitches every now and then. People kept switching jobs, people get changing, also because maybe funding wasn't as persistent, or maybe because the market changed, especially COVID shifted a lot of things along. We get that, really. And it's really okay as long as you're able to explain what the reason is. But as long, once you start having 7 employers for the last 7 years, I think that's really a deal breaker for Germans, at least. It may be not the case in your home country, but here they're going to look at it very suspiciously because they're going to be wondering, is that person reliable?
And let me just add what you just said, because everyone had during the Corona time some hiccups, also here in Germany. The system changed, companies laid off, etc., etc. That's totally fine. And this is also part of our program, we establish a guiding thread throughout your CV. You will be able to tell a real story, what is actually your sweet spot, and what is all, even if you have changed, what is your career, from 2015, 14, or even 2018. But the story, your storytelling is really, really important, especially if you have these gaps or shorter employments in your profile.
And I would say those people that have been able to demonstrate that they stayed with an employer over a certain period significantly, different projects maybe within the same employer, that's also very good to widen your skills but still be loyal to the same company. That are usually the ones that get calls easier. I'm not saying that you're not going to get any calls if you jump ship more often, but I really must say the ones that we see get more calls, or there's a tendency of people getting more calls if you, let's just say, on average, have switched employers every 2 to 3 years. It's okay if it was in between, but try to really picture yourself from a German perspective, because that's the market that you are interested in if you're following this channel. But that's really what I would say. I mean, there's no rule of thumb here, really, but try to maybe reflect a little on where your career stages have taken you so far.
Yeah, definitely. And if you need also support on the guiding thread on your storytelling, this is part of our program.
Exactly.
And this is, I think, where you, if you're interested to find out more about it, to just schedule a get-to-know call and talk to Paul about it. Huh?
He's going to check on your skills. So your major takeaways for today. First, once you're with an employer, also use the time, extend that period so that it will look longer in your CV, of course, and use the time to brush up on some skills that you do not have maybe yet. And second, use the time or wait until you have a significant amount of months and years with that employer so it doesn't look suspicious to the German company that is maybe considering of inviting you for a first round. We have also, and some of you may have already been a victim of this, changed this. We've already adapted our get-to-know call filter accordingly. You may have already received a message by which we also ask you to stay with your current employer, stick to your current employer for a little longer, and then get back to us. Simply because from, judging from your CV, we had the same feeling that maybe you were jumping too often, too soon, and we understand different market, but please also understand that we're not selling any BS, bullshit that is, because we need to make that assessment to make sure that there is a good prognosis of you getting calls. Always. That's always how we work. If you're interested, just like Raoul said, watch the video training that you find the link for underneath this video, and then hopefully we'll be in touch soon. All the best and take care.
Bye.